Hello there, this is the guy that's not usually on Reddit but is currently on Reddit for content, and welcome to this AFK Journey video. So yeah, I'm usually not on Reddit because I don't really have a good impression of Reddit, but anyway, one of my viewers actually mentioned in my Discord to cover this topic with regards to the purging of inactive accounts for the different game modes, so I decided to cover it, get some attention on this topic. So for those of you guys who have similar opinions that you want to remove those inactive whales in the different game modes, or if you have a better idea as to how to answer to this problem, right, you guys can comment in the comment section down below. So in today's video, I'm going to give my own opinions, just my suggestions about the different changes that could come, and then take a look at what are the other people commenting on Reddit as usual. I like to read some Redditor posts sometimes, but anyway, let's start with my own opinion. So for those of you guys who are not familiar with this topic, basically this post wants the developers to remove players who have quitted the game but are relatively strong in terms of their units or their teams, and they are hogging onto the top rankings for Arena, Supreme Arena, as well as Honor Duel, right? So they are basically whales who probably spend a lot and then they quitted the game, so their accounts are still on top because nobody can beat them, and that's why this player over here wants the removal of this inactive account, which I think is completely fair. So if you take a look at my vote over here, my vote is purge the inactive. So for me, it's quite straightforward, right? Like this inactive players, they are probably not coming back. Okay, so I think to sort of better answer this topic, or to better present my point, I think we can classify inactive players into two different groups. So one is people who completely quitted the game, they're not coming back, so they are not going to come back. So their account is just going to take the slot in the ranking for the game itself, so they're inactive when they quit. Another group of inactive players, because when they have like real life commitment, like some of them maybe have a kid, right? They have a newborn, they have a wedding to attend to, right? They are planning for their wedding, planning for a new house, or they have a big life-changing event, and they are probably taking a break from AFK Journey, but they might be coming back in the future. They're also considered inactives, but they are not going to be inactive for that long. So I think a benchmark for this would be, if we are talking about inactive players as in the quitters, then they should be purged. But for inactive players who are just taking a break from the game, maybe for like 1 week or maybe even 2 weeks due to like life commitments and stuff, I think it's fair to sort of keep them in the rankings itself. So a lot of my, I'll say, like arguments or even my thoughts or opinions will be based on the fact that there are still people who might be just inactive because of real life commitments. Okay, so that's my personal opinions, but you guys can have your thoughts as well. So with regards to why I think the inactives, especially the quitters, they should be purged, it's pretty simple. Like, a lot of the game modes within AFK Journey itself, they are tied to the rankings in the game. So Dream Realm is tied to ranking, Arena is tied to ranking, Supreme Arena is tied to ranking. There's also a ranking for Honor Duel, even though Honor Duel doesn't have any individual rewards. But I'm just going to talk about this Honor Duel ranking on my district, right? So right here, as you guys can see, there's a bunch of them that are like 3K points and above. And these people that are 3K points and above, right, there's a very high chance that most of them got it in the earlier versions of Honor Duel. So there's quite a few massive events to Honor Duel that made Honor Duel rank climbing or points climbing a lot tougher, because matchups became a lot tougher. It's matched to the people that have the same points as you or close points range as you. And obviously, if you get somebody who knows how to play the game mode, you are unlikely to get like a lot of 9 wins. And if you take a look at my ranking itself, right, 9 wins gives you 40 points. Okay, 6 win gives you 7 points, and then if you get anything that's 3 or below, you're gonna lose points. So for you to get to 6,000 points from where I'm at, you need to get like at least 100 over games clock in, and all the 100 over games must be 9 wins, which obviously is not possible and is way too time consuming. So I can't really be bothered, because Honor Duel site doesn't offer any individual rewards, so I don't actually care so much about Honor Duel ranking, right? But there are people who cares about it. And at the same time, right, for Honor Duel side, there is also a portion of the game that's tied to the Honor Duel side, which is your guild chest, right, as well as your guild supremacy function. So for those of you guys who do not know, for the guild chest portion, for the guild chest, they have the different tallies. So Arena tally, daily as well as weekly. We have Dream Realm tally as well as Arcane Labyrinth tally, as well as the Honor Duel tally itself. So obviously, better ranks give you more guild chests, which will allow your chest to have more resources to distribute to the active players or just other players in general. At the same time, right, there's also this new game mode that they just introduced, which is called Guild Supremacy, which contributes this supremacy passes by ranking for the different game modes as well. So obviously it's clear, right? Like if you're gonna calculate all the different points based on the ranking for the different game modes, then right, for those of the players who actually quitted the game, you should just remove them from the rankings itself, so that, you know, people who are still actively playing can probably get better rewards for being actively playing the game, and obviously for them to get a better grasp of their real ranking, at least relative to the server itself. So that is for the people who are more hardcore about their respective game modes, especially for Honor Duo, because I know a lot of players love Honor Duo, and these are also the people who are pretty dedicated into the game, because for Honor Duo itself, it's kind of time consuming. So for you guys to be dedicated to Honor Duo, you probably love the game mode a lot. So especially for Honor Duo, I think it's going to matter a lot. As for Arena and Supreme Arena side, in terms of the Supreme Arena side as well as the Arena side, for me, I don't have much of an issue, because we basically can beat down most of the players right now. So most of the people on top, they are actively competing in terms of the ranking itself. So you guys can see over here, those players that are not in the guild, they are generally pushed down a little bit, although there are still some that are on higher ranks, which I guess either their defensive teams are too strong, or people are just avoiding them, thinking that the defensive team is too strong. So that's for the Arena side. For the Supreme Arena side, I think Supreme Arena side has for me, not a major thing, because we are still relatively active on my end, so we still see changes in terms of the ranking. So sometimes I'll go for the second, third and fourth guy and then just see some rank changes, but I'm usually contented with top 5. But I do know that there are some servers out there, especially in the global side, where there are massive whales who spend quite a bit of money, like a lot of money, that they are hogging the top rankings, and basically maybe 2 rankings are hogged by the mega whale. So right here in the Reddit post, right, it's actually mentioned here. So they have 2 inactive former spender in Arena who spend so much that no one can push them. So that's why they are hogging onto 2 slots on the top 10, and people are not getting the rewards or even the supremacy passes or even the guild chest bonuses as well. So like there are like situations like this. So I think my proposal for this is really straightforward. Like I think for the Arena, for the Supreme Arena as well as the Honor Duo fix is really simple. Just do a monthly reset. So why is it monthly? Like some of you guys might be like, hey Z, why not do it a weekly thing? So like I mentioned earlier, there are a few groups of inactive players or different types of inactive players. They are the people that are inactive because maybe they got bored, but they're still coming back maybe in like 1 week or 2 weeks. So right, it's only fair to reset it in a 1 month, because if you have quitted the game for 1 month, there's a very high chance that you're not coming back into the game. So doing this monthly resetting for all these different game modes will give you a better grasp about the leaders board of your district, as well as flush out those people that are genuinely inactive. So there are also players out there who are logging in maybe once every few days, so they might seem inactive, but they're still playing the game. So that's why we cannot flush people every single week, right? You have to do it on a monthly basis. So I think a monthly basis is fair. So let me know down in the comment section below what you guys feel about this monthly flush or monthly resetting, so that we have a better ranking leaders board for those of you guys who are still playing. And right, that's pretty much my opinion, right? This is a pretty simple topic. Okay, so for this final part, I actually wanted to cover the comment section, but as you guys can see, there isn't really a lot of comments. So I'm not gonna talk too much about this. If you guys are interested in looking at the comments, you guys can feel free to dive into it yourself on the AFK Journey page, because they basically voice the similar concerns as me. Right, if the guy is no longer playing for 3 or 4 weeks, or they have already quitted the game, then they shouldn't be on the ranking itself. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in as usual. I think in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I will probably visit Reddit more to just dig out like some of the more interesting topics to talk about, since we won't be getting, I think, any major contents, at least in the next 1 week, I would say. So yeah, probably next week's theme will be Reddit's AFK Journey week. We shall see how. I'm not very sure how I want to do it, but that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe as usual, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.